Dry and harsh. That'd be a fair description of the dry bush. Eucalypt forests with the name dry sclerophyll, that means just that. Dry, hard-leaved. In Tasmania, they're usually found where the annual rainfall doesn't get much above 750 to 800 millimetres, like the East Coast, Midlands, North Coast, and parts of the Derwent Valley. You can pick them quite easily by a lot of different characteristics. It's an open sort of forest with several different species of eucalypts and a whole range of different sizes, often in patches, from seedlings right through to mature trees. And you don't need to do an annual ring count to be able to tell that not only are they of different sizes, but they're also of different ages, quite unlike the wetter hardwood forests. There's usually a scattered understory of smaller trees like Banksias, wattles, native cherries and the like. Then under that again there's a ground cover of sags, grasses and the whole range of small shrubs. And you can bet your life that they'll be hard-leaved, leathery and often prickly. The ground itself doesn't carry the deep layers of moist organic material that we expect in the wetter forests. In general, all around us is the evidence of past fires on logs, on stumps and on tree trunks. Incidentally, this type of bush is very popular with our native game. It gives them easy travelling, plenty of warm, dry shelter and a whole range of food. The trees of these forests have evolved in a pretty hostile sort of environment. Animal browsing's usual. There are periods of drought. And of course, fires are very frequent. Now, in surviving, the forests have developed outstanding powers of recovery. The thick, insulating bark of stringy barks and peppermints, the ability to sprout new crowns if the old ones are damaged, the prolific production of seed, and the early development of lignotubers on seedlings. These fascinating little baubles are just chock full of minute buds. Buds that are normally dormant, but ready to spring into life if the leaves are burnt or eaten. Even the understory shrubs give the impression that they too have always got their defences ready, like the tea tree with its seeds protected by a hard woody fruit. The same's true of bull oak and quite a number of other woody shrubs. The hard coat on these wattle seeds lets them lie dormant in the ground for years until a fire starts their germination. The shrubs on the forest floor will shoot vigorously from the ground if their tops are destroyed by fire. So perhaps now we can take a look at why this sort of forest shows such a wide range of tree sizes, often in patches. After a fire or physical damage produces a patch of bare earth, eucalypt seeds can and often do germinate in it. However, although the canopy or crown cover of the trees is quite open, it still doesn't let in enough light to enable the seedlings to thrive and grow. They just struggle along in a marginal sort of existence. But let's not forget those defence mechanisms just waiting. Now, gaps or openings can occur in the canopy above, sometimes suddenly by a big old tree being blown down by wind, but often by trees being burnt down. In that case, it's not the result of just one fire. First, there's a small hollow burnt in the butt of the tree, then the next fire makes it bigger still, and subsequent fires bigger again until eventually the tree just topples and falls to the ground. And that's when the action starts. Remember all those struggling youngsters that have been stooging around doing nothing? Well, now's their chance. And bingo, up they go into that gap left in the canopy, and there they join with new saplings to form a patch of seedlings on their way to becoming trees. After an area of eucalypt bush is harvested, forest managers make use of all these survival mechanisms to regenerate the forest. In fact, further research may prove that in these drier forests, no help from man will be needed to restore a fully stocked forest. Unless and until that point is established, foresters must play it safe. And as for the wetter forests, set about burning the slash and sowing seed into the same sort of ash bed that's been a nursemaid for young eucalypts for generations.